season it's developing very, very well indeed. Fourth in the Premier League, now into the semi-finals of a League Cup. How close is this side to what you're wanting to get out of them this season, I wonder?
I don't know, because we are half through the season, and unfortunately the season's ended May, and there's still a lot of things to do, and we have a lot of things still to get much better at, to improve. But I think the team is going in the right direction. That's the feeling that I have.
Just on the team, how is it looking in terms of injuries and, of course, COVID-19?
Yeah, we didn't pick any injuries yesterday. Obviously, before the game, as you know, we lost Callum with COVID, and I don't know. We'll be tested every day and see how it goes. Touch wood.
As the situation develops, a lot of reports suggesting that football could once again go behind closed doors. I wonder what your thoughts would be on that if it were to happen.
That please don't go back to that stage, because we have experienced that, and it's something that we don't like. So hopefully it's not what happens.
Why do you not like it so much?
Because it's a different sport, and football is all about sharing it with people and having fans around the stadiums. And when it's not, it's a completely different sport, and the competition gets I don't know, lost, and it's not the same.
Just finally for me on Norwich, considering how well they've played at times this season, does the record kind of belie how well they've done so far?
Absolutely. I think they deserve much more from many, many games, and in recent games as well. Under Dean as well, I think they deserve better results, and they haven't got them. And we know at their place it would be a really difficult game. If the crowd is there as well, you know how special is the Boxing Day. So we expect a tough match.
Thanks, Mikel. Merry Christmas, and best of luck against Norwich.
Thank you.
Thanks, Andy. Gary, Sky.
Merry Christmas, Mikel.
Hi, Merry Christmas.
As it's Christmas, first, Noel. All my questions spell out Noel. N for Nketiah, of course. O-E for ostracised Emmerich. L for Lacazette. With Nketiah, you say that...
What about Papa? Papa Noel. Do you have anything for Papa?
Oh, now you've thrown me.
You have Pepe. Pepe, that's an easy one.
I'm going to stick with Noel. I haven't prepared anything else. With Eddie, obviously last night's performance, it makes it so much harder, doesn't it? If he goes for nothing, the fans are going to be even more outraged. You say you want him to stay, but is it not time to try harder?
We are trying really hard to do the best as we can. Obviously, contract has an expiry date, and you cannot control that. And we have had discussions with Eddie for a long time. And I repeat again that his genuine intention is that he wants to play football. And that's the thing that is driving whatever decision he's going to take for his future. And you have to respect that. But obviously, it's a player that we admire, that we want to keep, that is gone through the system. And we will continue to do our best to keep him, because we want him part of our project and the club.
But isn't he being badly advised? He's still young. There's no guarantee at a top club that he's going to play week in, week out, anywhere in the world.
We try to give all the arguments that we can, and then himself and his people would make the best decision for his future, and that's where we stand at the moment.
With Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, can you clarify what you said earlier, that he is now potentially back in the running to be involved against Norwich?
What I said is that we made the squad the day before, and today, as it's still Wednesday, I haven't done the squad.
Because before you said that he's not available straight out.
Because we used to do the press conference on match day -1. That's why I can do it. On match day -1, I can tell you.
Does he just have to apologise? Would that be enough for you? In the spirit of goodwill at Christmas time?
I think we have shown in this club that everybody can make mistakes, or you can have different ways of thinking or acting. I'm completely open to that. It's not about that.
And finally, Lacazette, any New Year update on him?
That we are really happy the way he's performing, the way he's acting, and he has to continue like this.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
That's Gary. Ian from Talksport.
Good morning, Mikel. How are you?
Hiya. I'm good, thank you.
Earlier this week, all of the clubs in the Premier League opted to play on, not to have a circuit breaker, a week off in terms of trying to sort out the COVID problem. Are you happy with that decision?
Well, the clubs are deciding, and that's the decision that they've made, so we have to carry on. Obviously, we had a preference of what to do because of the schedule and the situation that we are in, but it didn't happen. So now we have to play, if we can, every single match with no recovery and with less numbers, but we'll try to do our best.
I mean, we're led to believe there'll be a players and managers meeting maybe tomorrow. I don't know whether that's going ahead or not, whether you could tell us that's going ahead or not. What will you be saying to your fellow managers?
Well, first of all, we will listen about why they're making those decisions. We are protecting the welfare of our players, which is the main thing, in my opinion. And we are responsible to defend them more than anybody else. And if that's the case, okay, make a strong arguments and then respect the decision that they made, because at this point, we cannot change them.
You mentioned player welfare there. Jordan Henderson, comments that have come out this morning from him that nobody cares about the player welfare, and that players, even before COVID, were being asked to produce too much of a high quality on too many occasions, especially this time of year. COVID's just made that worse. Do you agree with that? And what about the mental side for players? I mean, are your players scared they're going to get COVID? Are your players worried in any way that they come to you for advice?
I don't have to agree or disagree. I think we have to listen to them. There are two protagonists here. One that are the players, and the other one that are the supporters. Without the players, we can do nothing. So we have to really listen to the players, because they are the ones that have to be there. It's easy for us to be there and demand, and they are the ones have to perform, and they have to do it. And the same with the fans, because this industry, it wouldn't work without any of those two. So I think we have to listen much more to our players.
But fans want to see the players play, probably even more often than they are. And what if your players came to you and said, listen, we are absolutely exhausted, we're playing too much, we're going to put ourselves at risk of getting ill because we're run down? What would you say to them?
What I would say is that the players that saying that is genuine, because they never done it, and they always try to carry on and try to get this league at the highest standards. And when they start to say something like that, I think we have to really, really listen with open ears, because we don't want to damage the product and the incredible league that we have.
And last one from me, you're in the top four. You started off right at the bottom with no goals, no points. Everybody having a go at you before you played Norwich first time round. Now you go to Norwich in the top four, and everybody's saying Arsenal could qualify for the Champions League. This is a very strange game, isn't it, football? Within the space of 4 months, you've literally gone from zero to hero.
It's the beautiful part of it. And you have to know that this changes quickly. So there is still a long way to go in this league, and we are preparing to finish as high as we can.
Have a great Christmas, Mikel.
Thank you, Ian. Same to you.
George, 5 Live.
Thanks, Mark. Mikel, just one from me. You've been pretty clear about not wanting to go behind closed doors. So I just wondered, would you just like to play with even 1,000 fans there if you can potentially next month? Because the way it looks like it's heading, it could be going to behind closed doors in the next couple of weeks.
We'll play like we have to play. What I'm saying is that obviously, I think nobody wants to go back to where we were, because we have already experienced it, and I don't know, something that we enjoyed a lot. But we have to carry on doing that. Of course, we will.
Okay, thank you. Have a good Christmas. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mark, VA.
Morning, Mikel. Just another quick one on Charlie Patino, if I can. With AFCON now looking like it's going to go ahead, and you're going to lose Mohamed El Nene and Thomas Partey, do you think we could see more of Patino in and around the first team, and will he now continue to train with you guys?
Charlie is is with us more and more in training sessions. Yesterday was his first competitive match, which was a beautiful day for him and everybody involved at the club. And we will go slowly from there. If we need him, we will use him if the number is required. But we have to throw him there when we believe he's ready and he's making the right steps. And we're really happy where we are.
Nicola Pepe played last night. You said last week he's been willing to listen to you and to wait for his chance. But has he been happy or has he been knocking on your door every day asking about game time and things like that?
A player that doesn't play, if he's happy, we have a big problem. And Nico has not been happy. Nico has been trying to challenge us and asking for more minutes because this is what he wants to do. And rightly so. And this is the attitude that we want from our players.
On a similar note, Bernd Leno said a month or so ago that he would have to consider his future at Arsenal if he's not playing. Obviously, he came last night, but has there been a conversation there because he's got a World Cup coming up and things like that?
No, the situation now is that Aaron has been starting the matches in the Premier League and he's been outstanding. And Bernd had the chance to play yesterday and he had a really good game. And that's the situation that every single player has in any team in football. That when somebody else is playing, you are not playing as much. And if not, you have to play a different sport.
Your first game as Arsenal manager came on Boxing Day 2 years ago. 10 players now from that squad that you picked on that first week are no longer with the club. Does that show just how extensive this project, this process that you've embarked on is?
Probably. It's been an incredible amount of players turnaround in the last 2 seasons. Much more than I would wish or hope for, but it's what it is. And we try to make all the right decisions. Sometimes right, sometimes wrong, and I will continue to do that in the best interest of the club and to get a better team, a better performances and results.
In that 2 years, what would you say you're most proud of, and is there anything you wish you'd done differently?
The most proud of is the atmosphere, the environment, and the culture that we have set around the club, and the sense of unity that we have. Everybody who works at the club. And now the sense of unity that we have with our supporters that I think has come a long, long way.
Anything you wish you'd done differently?
I think I have made a lot of mistakes for sure in this period. I would have time to reflect on that, but I don't know. I wish I had 6 trophies here next to me because this was this club reserves.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.